This is the Heart of LAFC podcast, episode 106.
The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Jerry Jimenez and Josef Zacher.
What is up? Welcome to the Heart of LAFC podcast. My name is Jerry Jimenez, your host, your friend, your insider into the Los Angeles Football Club. Thank you for joining Joseph and I for another episode of the Heart of LAFC. Mr. Josef Zacher, how are you, sir?
Climbing out of the cesspool of madness after Sunday.
So, I keep forgetting to unmute you there at the beginning. I apologize. I'm getting better at this, I promise. Eventually, we're going to have one of these where there's no technical difficulties. But the cesspool, jeez. It was a sweaty one, man. It was a lot of fun. Obviously.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right. You want to get into it? Do you no wasted time? Listen.
Yeah.
We have way too much to talk about. I wanted to be like, yo, what's up, man? How's your week going? But no, I think we need to just jump into this darn game.
No, my week is like, hey, I'm still dealing with some BS in the background, but you know what? That's static. That's static's for teams that aren't going for a supporter shield. That static ain't for us. We got to move on. We can't deal with it. We can't get what happened get back again. And so now it's time to move on and win a supporter shield this weekend. So that's where I'm at.
This weekend. Can we do it this weekend?
Yes.
You heard it here first, people. Do you actually?
We'll go over those numbers later.
Oh, okay. But you have them ready.
Oh yeah. They're always ready.
Yeah. Well, we got a ton of voicemails. Every time I ask, send us your thoughts. I'm afraid I'm just gonna get bombarded.
I won't say supporter shield. Sorry, I mean Western Conference this time around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's close though. I mean, it's gonna
really
be
close.
like, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
It's done, but it's done.
Well, pretty close. Yeah. All right. So
you'll see.
we got a lot of voicemails, so we're gonna get to those. I think we're gonna kind of. You've heard it from everybody. We don't want to bore you too much. We are going to jump into stats because there's some interesting stuff that maybe hasn't been talked about too much, especially in instant reaction games or podcasts, I should say. The instant reaction of the game isn't necessarily
the real picture.
The real picture. So we're going to talk a little bit of numbers tonight. We are going to also, like I said, talk about the voicemails, and then there's a few other things that we need to talk about that went on this game that we just kind of have to we just have to talk about.
We have to address. We have to deal with. We can't hide from.
No.
You gotta face the good as well as the bad. You can't just be fair weathers on these things, and we can't be guilty of doing what other fan bases do, acting like nothing ever happens. They never do anything, and they're, scummy as can be, but are claiming to be higher than thou. So, we're real. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yes.
We know our culture. We know our fan base. We know it's stronger than ever, even under these circumstances. And yes, they're isolated incidents, and we're focused on those today and be better. That's simple.
Absolutely. I don't want to. Yeah, obviously, we don't want to spend too much time in that, but we're trying to build a culture within LAFC and the 3252 and everybody, so that when they see us and hear about us, it is nothing but positivity. There's always going to be the bad apples, but there's things that we need to talk about and things that we can work on. Some things we cannot control, but as much as we can, especially Joseph and I, we take what we do very seriously. And if this weekend was any indication, those of you that listen to us trust our opinions, trust what we're saying, and really believe that we have the best in mind for this club. Like, we want this club and the community to be the best that it can be, right? So with that being said, let's jump into this. The Los Angeles Football Club continued its dominant 2019 season, extending the club's home unbeaten streak to 13 matches in 2019. That's right, 13. After a 3-3 tie against the Galaxy on Sunday evening at a sold-out Bank of California stadium. With 7 games left in the season, only 7 games, by the way. Let's keep that in mind. LAFC remains in the first place in the Supporter Shield standings with the 19-3-5. That's 62 points. So we added 1 point this weekend. Any point added is a good thing. So there you have it. A wild first half saw a combined 5 goals with the visitors getting an early lead just 2 minutes into the match via a low-range shot from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. LFC would level things up 10 minutes later as Latif Blessing headed home his 5th of the campaign. Latif was on fire, man. We need to talk about Latif as well. The Galaxy would retake the lead at the quarter mark as Ibrahimovic rounded Tyler Miller. Yes, I said Ibrahimovic, scoring his 2nd of the night. Moments later, Christian Pavon. That guy's good, by the way. Christian Pavon is good. He would score his first MLS goal for the visitors after beating Miller at the near post just before the half. Blessing would get the brace after calmly getting past Galaxy goalkeeper David Bingham, bringing the home side within 1 goal. Guess what? It would just take 8 minutes before the black and gold would level things up again. Forward Carlos Vera slotted a curling shot at the far post, taking his league high tally to 27 goals in 2019. Still the MVP. My captain, your captain, everyone's captain, Carlos Vera. Young designated player Brian Rodriguez made his MLS debut after replacing an injured Vela in the 61st minute, registering 4 shots. Injury update on Carlos Vela, by the way. Test results confirmed that Carlos suffered a minor right hamstring injury versus the Galaxy, and he will continue with treatment throughout the week. Thanks to Vince La Rosa for that information. Of course, that guy, if you're not following him, at LAFC Vince on Twitter, he gives out, he writes for the club, and he knows all the information. By the way, I reached out to him and asked him some questions today that he had no information for me on, but we will get back to you on that. What am I talking about? I asked him if Diego Palacios was in LA, and he's not sure. So they do return to practice tomorrow. So they're going to be doing that, and I will hopefully hear from him. I'm sure we'll find out very soon. Regardless, Diego Palacios should be coming to the U.S. very soon. So there you have it. That is your recap of this game. Okay, now let's talk about it from the supporters' point of view. So I got to take my son, which was amazing. Shout out, by the way, to everybody that treated my son to either a pin, a high five, a hug, played with him. All of you guys, we appreciate you very, very much. He now is officially attempting to become a member of the Heavy Hats.
Order of the Heavy Hats. Welcome to the club, Diego.
Joseph, he was so excited, man. I don't know if you could see his face. He's just like, I want more. I want more pins. So
couldn't help it with all of us crazies.
No, I'm gonna have to talk to Fresh Pins and get some for him. I'm sure he'll love that. But he was super excited, and it was a great time. The tailgate was going on since like 9 a.m. or something. Cuervos,
9 a.m. start. Way too early. Let's be honest. Everybody had like catered food. It wasn't like everybody was just trying to grill their own stuff. Like it was all like professionally done. So like Expos had like a luau, Black Army had a taquero. Everybody had something. Everybody did. And so it was this massive party that looked a hell of a lot better than the corporate one, just in the same field. That was pretty much what it looked like. Absolutely insane. I've never seen it where we actually have people putting tents on the little shrubbery next to the street where the cars are driving in. Mm-hmm. Like the moat between the sidewalk and the street. That was actually tailgate area. So that's the first time ever that I've seen that. It was insane. Like the sidewalks were being taken over. People couldn't help but stand just about everywhere. I have never seen a tailgate at this level ever for our group. And also what made it even cooler is as crazy as it was, 0 incidents in the tailgate. Clean, perfect, awesome. Party time, having a great time. It's exactly what we were looking for. Be proud of yourselves. You guys had a blast. It was next level.
That is amazing. That is good to hear. That means we are making steps forward in that part of the community.
In that part of it, yeah. Tailgate was on point.
That's amazing. That's super cool. It was a lot. It was a blast. As we were walking up to the tailgate area, smoke bombs were going off, drums were going crazy. The banda was playing. The banda was playing. People were handing me drinks, and I'm like, oh, I can't drink. I'm driving later.
You know me, man.
Yeah,
That's
you and
dangerous.
I were walking. They're like, hey, here. It's
here,
like,
here,
man. Of course, you're not gonna say no. So, and then the one drink I wanted to have, I didn't realize until later. Our buddy in shout out to Monty. We were at in the Expos tailgate, and I really wanted to try their beer because it looked amazing, and it was a sour, right?
I had some.
You had some. I had some.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that he actually had to pay for it out of his own pocket. I thought they
Oh, he
were.
did?
Yeah, he did.
I know that.
He took cash out of
Dang,
his
Monty,
wallet.
you're a saint, sir.
So thank you, sir, for doing that. I thought he was just gonna go back there, pull some strings, and be like, "Yo, I'm Monty. Give me that beer."
Right.
And he
Right.
didn't.
And-
And so that
wow.
tells you right there the kind of culture that they have over there. That's
Exactly.
amazing. You know, it's everybody helps each other, and if things need to be paid for, everybody kind of shares in that as well. So that's beautiful, beautiful thing.
Dude, Monty's like the definition of a stand-up guy.
The
He's
beer
the real
was-
deal.
The beer
He's
was
the real
so
deal. He
good.
tells you how it is.
Yeah,
Dude, it's Monty, straight shooter all the way.
so
Our
good.
brother,
The
by
beer,
far.
the beer was amazing. The drinks were amazing. Also, Jonathan Reamer over there.
Ooh, that coffee drink.
Ooh wee,
Yeah,
was strong.
yeah. That did not taste like alcohol. And I'm an iced coffee guy, so I was
It-
I was
it-
living that. That was
he-
good stuff.
Did he say it was like three quarters alcohol?
3/4 of tequila.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but it tasted like coffee.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a great tailgate. That's where we're gonna end that. It was beautiful. We hung out in the Defenders of the Bank tent for a little bit there. And so yeah, shout out to them and everybody else that said hi to us and stopped us and high fived us and said happy birthday to me. Appreciate all of you.
And
it was
got
a
your
fun
pins
time.
for
And
most
got
of
me.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Excited.
Still getting divvied out. Yes.
Yeah, I should
Um,
probably say that on the show. If you haven't gotten your pins yet, please reach out to me. What I'm gonna end up doing, just because people haven't really contacted us, is I'm gonna start mailing them out,
Yeah.
and I will pay for the shipping out of my own pocket. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Actually, we have
There's
some,
a few
we
that
have some-
there's a few that I have that I'll be handing out on
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday.
If you order pins and you haven't gotten them, reach out. I am probably gonna start just mailing them, just because I don't want you to keep you guys waiting, and I'm gonna make up for those of you that haven't been able to get them. It kind of got out of our hands a little bit there, so we appreciate your patience.
busy. Yeah.
We'll get back
Yeah.
to you.
We'll get
to you
there.
on them.
We'll get there.
So stats,
yeah.
man. I think it's time for you to take over.
All right.
Stats
So
were
you want to get
fun.
got any into the football? I mean, it's hard to get into the football because beforehand the anticipation, everything was so beautiful and so perfect and pristine,
Ugh,
and then the game happened.
and then the game happened.
And
2 minutes
if
in.
there's 23 minutes of my life that I want back,
The
those are
first,
probably the 23.
the first 23.
Yeah.
The first
Yeah,
23.
I don't know. And it was actually really just the first 16 that was absolute hell. But yeah, 32-52 came out strong. Tifo was on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everything we wanted it to be, right? Lead up was there, passion was there, crowd is singing, everything's right. The only thing that wasn't right, oh, the guy's on the field. And that
Yeah.
it hurts, guys. It's a dagger for all the work that gets put in, all the preparation with the tifo and everything. It's to get all you guys up, and the guys that weren't up were the guys on the field. And it's frenetic pace in the first 16 minutes, totally choppy, and within 2 minutes, the guy we all hate gets a cheap goal on us, right? Terrible coverage. I don't know what was going on with Segura. First he follows him, then he lets off as if they're going to do some half-assed trap, which didn't happen. At the same time, Miller doesn't cut the play as if it's going to be a trap, so he's stuck deep because the guys didn't follow through. And Zlatan slots it home, low corner. No angle cut by the keeper on the play. It didn't look like he was ready for it. His feet were obviously not ready for it, and he got an easy one. That was easy. I expect anyone in this league to score on that play. It wouldn't be as fast or as hard, but the break is still the break. And you should get scored on every time when something like that happens. You deserve to get scored on every time when something like that happens.
Absolutely. We need to talk about the fact that this was probably our strongest lineup that we could put out there.
Well,
it is
it's
our most solid, our most experienced as a group. Beta Shore, Zimmerman, Segura, Harvey in the back, Miller, of course, in the goal. I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to really become Team Cisniega right now. Atuesta, K Blessing in the middle, and then Vela Diomande Rossi up front. So I mean, great
Straight.
lineup on our end. They had Bingham, Shelvick, Polenta, Gonzalez, Felcher, pretty much what we thought was going to be. Up front,
Yep.
Dos Santos, they actually brought in Leggett. So, again, kind of knew that was
Which
going to
I
happen.
mentioned on the last show
Yep,
that he was going
you
to get his play.
called that. And then Pavon on the left, Alvarez, and Tuna. I think I had said maybe Corona, but yeah, that didn't happen.
Came in later. Yeah.
He did come in until later on. But then, obviously, Urba in the front. Listen, it only took a minute and what was it? A minute
About 2 minutes in.
A little bit under 2 minutes for us to start losing it. In the beginning, I was like, what is going on? What is happening? What just
It was just
happened?
choppy. Like, honestly, was in the first minute, it did look like we might have had tempo, but the passes were just forced passes, and they looked nervous. It was classic nerves. Heads weren't right. They weren't connecting, and he got us. He burned us, and burned us again. And I looked at Tyler Miller's face when it went past, and it was, oh no, not again. It wasn't like, F this, let's get this right. It was, oh, here we go again. That's like almost defeatist, to be honest.
He looked defeated, man. That's
it
the
was
perfect
terrible.
word.
I was that look. Honestly, dude, that takes the wind out of my lungs, man. That's hard. That's hard to see that right away. And then so we go again, and things start off, and it looks like we might get our feet again, and bam, we get hit again. Or well, we actually tie it. It gets back, but it happened. But dude, when they get the lead again, and then a minute and 30 seconds later get the lead even extended further, you're like, what the heck is going on? And it's not like any of these goals were like these amazing build-up plays where it's like, bravo to you for the amazing build-up or the amazing combo that you made. No, it was blown. It was blown marks. We owned every goal in that game. Owned it, absolutely. It was us that was responsible for it. That team, you see what they have at the max. The difference being our performance.
Yeah.
We know what they can do. There's no shock. Everybody in the league knows what they can do. It's how you counter that, how you play it. A couple of things that stood out to me in those first minutes of the game is how high our outside backs were playing, as if they were already stuck in the midfield and they weren't tracking back as they should have tracked back. They were way over aggressive, as if they were going to cut these guys' throats in the first 2 minutes of a game. It was the kind of press that you would see if someone was down late in a match, and we were doing it from the first minute, and it was way, way, way too tight.
Yeah.
So there's no room for error.
Hey,
no room for
Andy in the chat room actually says Miller needs time off. I agree with you on this one.
Yep.
I think he needs a mental break, and honestly, he if he can't show up against Galaxy, I don't trust him to show up in the playoffs right now. He's completely defeated mentally right now, at least against the Galaxy, and we have seen him kind of fail a little bit as well against a couple of our last opponents. So it's
every pressure match he's shaky.
Oh.
Portland, shaky.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't see how many shots did he face where he actually looked squared to the shot and set to make a save. Everyone looked like he was in transition, and even the good save he had, he bobbled it.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss, and to me, it's not ability, dude. It's psychological.
No, I think it's the entire game. It's all psychological. The fact that we tied 3-3 is all psychological. I mean, the fact that we were able to get back from a 3-1.
Well, that's impressive.
That's impressive, but that's also psychological. They managed to get over a bit of it. Not enough. I think it should have started off. Listen, we're a team that's used to coming straight out the gates. Just
scoring
attack.
First.
We score first. And I didn't know how to like really word it because this is something that we all know already, and this every time, how do we get outplayed by Galaxy the first few minutes like that? Because honestly it's depressing, and it's also very impressive from them. I'm sorry, but it is the way that they come out. They come out with way more intentionality. They come out with way more fire than we do, like the first few minutes.
I mean, the GBS said it himself. He goes, look, we needed 3 points. We're chasing for the playoffs. We have to get 3 points today. So to him, in his mind, he doesn't care about what we're all yelling about right now the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. In his mind is he needed 3 points that game and he didn't get it. That's the truth of it. And he even said that. They had to get 3 points, so they had to come at us at full tilt.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
We're not.
Listen,
We're not.
this game, okay, at the end of the day, long story short, this game mattered to them and affected them way more than it affects us.
It should have affected us, or it should have mattered more, and it didn't.
Well, yes. But I mean, in the long run and in the standings, as far as at the end of the day, when we actually get something to show for our efforts of the entire season, it mattered more to them, and it's going to affect them more. And it did matter more to them in the first few minutes, and that's what it looked like. It's something that somebody actually threw in here, actually in the chat, which is really good from Alfonso. He said, "What needs to happen for Cisniega to take the job?"
He has to be healthy.
Yep.
I think it's that simple. If he's healthy, he's playing this weekend. I don't see it any other way. If he's healthy, he's got to play this weekend.
Yeah.
I actually expect a lot of our reserves to play this weekend.
I agree.
Yeah.
And listen, this is a Minnesota team that we're going to be facing, and we'll talk about it in the next one. But
yeah,
it isn't. They're no joke. They're coming off of a couple of losses, but they're no joke. They're in the standings.
Dude, they lost in a cup final. Okay, final we couldn't get to.
And they lost against the Sporting Kansas City that really needed a win, like badly needed a win. So, yeah. I mean,
well, yeah, Sporting Kansas City. Honestly, I think we're going to be covering them twice, 2 episodes in a row, talking about them because how well they're playing right now to get in. Okay, they're desperate and they're playing like they're in the playoffs. Yeah. So that's a whole different world. But within the Galaxy game, because we'll call it that, because honestly, that's the story because we didn't do our part until after about 23 minutes.
Yeah,
okay,
so jump into that.
So we go through the nerves, we go through the insanity. Latif plays a game of his life, and by about the 23rd minute, it became our game, and we controlled the tempo. Basically, the Galaxy gave everything they had to get us early, get us hard, and maybe get us off the game and get us into a slugfest. Our guys didn't fall for that stuff. They survived the madness. I mean, 3-1's not much of surviving, but we go through that madness. We finally slow things down. We finally settle things down, and we play our game and make minor adjustments as you watched our outside backs play a little bit more conservative from that point forward. And we let our midfield do the job, and we let distribution go through the middle, which we do really well. And so we take over, and as we build back, we earned our way to get back within 1 goal for the half. We earned our way to take over in the second half and just keep going and going. And the stats show it. Shall I reveal? Possession for the match was 66-34.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We were in control. We were in control once we got through that horrible gauntlet. Pass success was 87-76. Total passes completed was 493-230. Yellow cards, they had 5, we had none.
0.
Which bothers me, and that's probably why we allowed so many goals so early, is we didn't realize what we were in and didn't knock people down and just get into the mess early and slow the thing down and get ourselves back.
Stop right there. The first goal. Pavone very easily gets that ball past Steven Beitashour and Walker Zimmerman. They literally are caught just looking at the ball pass ran between both of them to get to Zlatan. Why wasn't anybody like Eddie Segura was, I think, to the right of Zlatan at the point where the ball passes through.
He stopped.
And it doesn't. It literally he stopped. Yeah, he stopped.
Yeah. And
the other two just look at the ball go back. Nobody covering Zlatan. And then they don't actually even try to run up to him. They didn't. They should have had enough time to at least jump in front of the ball. Nope, didn't happen. There was no turnaround. They literally just look at the ball, go back, and Zlatan, does what Zlatan does and puts it in the back of the net. Like,
made it easy for him.
It was just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you turn over a ball and they hit you on the counter, what's the first thing you do? Kill the play.
Yep.
There was no attempt to kill the play from anyone coming back on that play. Nobody went after anybody to just knock things down, slow things. Take a yellow card. Who cares? But you can't allow chances early. And it happened. So, hey, now we have to fight our way back and do it the hard way. And our guys did do it the hard way. And honestly, probably would have won this game if Vela stayed in. But
Yeah.
hey, it didn't work that way, even though, again, the stats show it. 14-3 on fouls for those guys. Duels, 53-53. We had 10-3 on corners. We had 27-10 on shots. We had 18-7 for shots in the box. But our shots and goal were only 10-6.
Listen, 27 shots to 10 of theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had more shots on target than they had shots in total.
Amount of fouls, too.
Yeah, 14-3.
14-3. They had
That's
14 fouls on us. We only had 3. Like, that's unacceptable, guys. We should be hacking them down. What's going on?
yeah. I mean, get the bruises on them. I'm tired of seeing our guys having to pick themselves off the ground.
Yeah.
Tired of Latif taking a beating for them only to celebrate it later. Which, if you watched his press conference, it was all about that poster as a motivator.
Yeah.
They burned themselves on that. When he found out that family in Ghana saw it and were shocked by it, he almost cried in that interview, by the way. They woke him up.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't already. What I'm noticing right now with our lineup is there's guys that step up in big games and there's guys that shrink, that have a level and stay at that level and never change their level.
Yeah.
Okay? We all know who they are because it's starting to show. Yes. Who are the game changers? Who are not? In the playoffs, you all have to be game changers. And if you can't elevate your game better than where you are right now, we don't win cups.
Yep.
We don't win cups.
Well said.
If you're not willing to touch the opponent, then you're not willing to touch the cup.
Yeah.
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 That's simple.
As simple as that.
That's simple.
I agree with that 100%. What's funny is Galaxy had all of their yellows were for unsporting behavior except for one of them was for dissent. Guess who that one went to?
Oh, that's what he does best.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about substitutions real quick. We only took 2 on the game.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
I thought it was really interesting. So Brian Rodriguez coming in for Carlos Vela in the 61st minute. Carlos Vela visually not happy whatsoever with this. Come to find out, it was probably the best damn decision ever. People started losing their minds when they heard or when they find out, and then afterwards, when they got a hold of their Twitter accounts, started telling the entire universe how much Bob Bradley sucks. I even saw Bob Bradley out. Are you kidding me with that noise? Like, are you serious?
Well, yeah, I saw people actually yelling at him and from the sidelines too.
Oh my
That's
God.
never acceptable. Especially when you don't know what the story is.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies, Julian.
Yeah.
He was
Shout
on
out
the
Julian.
sidelines down. He has seats down by the bench, and when Vela first came off, instantly they were talking about hamstrings, even when we went back out again.
Yeah.
About tightness in the hamstring, and he came over because he took himself, right? I mean, he voluntarily got assessed, and he still went out there and pretty much stayed out there long enough for them to get somebody warmed up to come in. That was it. He didn't want to come out, of course.
Of course not.
Carlos Vela is a fighter.
He had just scored
He's
a goal,
fighter.
Joseph.
Yeah.
He had just scored.
Tell me what boxer throws in their own towel, right? I'm talking about the ultimate passion in a sport, right?
Yeah.
Prize fighters don't throw in their own towels, right? Takes the trainer to do it. And I have yet to see a fighter that's happy to get pulled out of a fight. Guess what? Bella's a fighter. Same mindset. No player ever wants to come out. His leg could be falling off. He doesn't want to come out.
I want to show this game to all of those all those naysayers, all those people that have said Carlos Vela has no passion for the game and he prefers basketball and he doesn't care about football. You clearly are not paying attention if you are still in that mentality because this man cares. And he, by the way, shout out to BS Podcast with Benny Feilhaber and Sal Zizo. And now, Ike Opara. Carlos Vela was interviewed on there, and he said if he could have everything that he said, it's not all up to me, but if I could have everything that I wanted, I would complete my entire career with LAFC because I'm happy here. That is a man that is dedicated to this club. He is dedicated to what this team is doing, and he wants to be here. And you saw that passion. He did not want to get out. He thought
Yeah.
and
Deadspin. Did
honestly,
you see the Deadspin translation? It was pretty funny.
yeah. Did you hear the gentleman over at MLSsoccer.com in Extra Time talk about how we probably would have won it if Carlos stayed in?
I agree.
Yeah, I
100%.
agree as well.
Could you imagine at that point of the game taking, say, maybe Rossi or Dio out of the game and putting in Brian, putting in B-Rod, right?
Yeah.
Lightning Bolt comes in and gets the combo with Vela. Could you imagine the fireworks of that kind of service?
Oh, yeah.
The way he's turning those guys out with the touches he had. To me, that guy, like the way he can change his pace with the ball, the speed change is insane. Most players don't have that ability. He has it where you can change speed on your attack and they don't know where he's going to go next. It's difficult to get the ball away from him. That's what I'm seeing. And then the fact that he's got this dead eye kind of passing to go with it. So he sets you up and then hits the guy. I mean, he has it with Vela, the perfect target. Man, we would have probably scored two more, to be honest, if they were both together out there.
Listen,
It's that good.
it's going. We will eventually see Brian on the left, Villa in the middle, Rossi on the right, and that makes me so excited because
Yeah,
you
Rossi
saw
looked okay on the right. When he
he
switched
looked
over
great.
there, he looked just fine.
He
Yeah.
looked and by the way, he looked great. Just throughout this game too.
First half was a little shaky. Second
listen,
half, he was on.
but
Yeah.
that header that ended up on Blessing's feet and for the first goal, beautiful,
Yeah. Good
beautiful,
stuff.
good stuff.
Good stuff.
So again, it's not all rainbows and butterflies, unfortunately, but
No,
at the same
not.
time, there's quite a few things that we need to, make sure that we highlight and talk about because some of those things haven't been really touched upon. So again,
Well,
Brian
I
Rodriguez
will.
come in for Carlos Vela, and then
Yeah.
Diego Rossi comes out in the 85th minute. So with about 15 minutes plus left to play, Josh Paris comes in. I thought that was a good move.
Yeah, he's in form,
He's
honestly.
very much
After the
informed
San Jose game, he's in form.
and
It's fine.
motivated and excited to get another one. And I
Yeah.
think we all kind of expected that from Josh. It was like break that cycle of not being able to put the ball in the back of the net, and I think we now have a player. Like that's
Yeah, he's capable. He can set up. Touches are a little heavy,
yeah,
but the intention is there, and he usually does get the ball away to where he needs to get it to. So,
yeah,
yeah, confidence is building with him, and it's good. It's good for us.
yeah. One thing that I just saw here on my using my peripherals, Carlos in the chat said Brian looked comfortable from the get go when he was subbed on. Yup, he looked so
Yeah.
he's like ready to go. I'm in, I am in there. So yeah, agree with you, Carlos. Okay. Let's see. They had a couple of substitutions that I thought were actually pretty smart as well. So
They're
they
good.
took
Oh, dude, yeah,
they
they're
were
good moves.
they look. He knows what he's doing. Shikeloto, as much as I don't like him because he's on the wrong side of things, he's also a very good coach. Dave Romney coming in for Shkevic, Corona coming in for Antuna. Really quickly too, like right at halftime, they knew we need to make some changes. In the 55th, pretty much right after that Carlos Vela goal, they brought
Yep.
in Joe Corona for Antuna. So I mean, right away they knew, okay, we need to adjust. This is not going okay. And then Servando Carrasco comes in for Jonathan Dos Santos. They're in the 82nd minute. So
Mhm.
interesting to see Carrasco. By the way, I feel like he still kind of is trying to find his place. I don't know. It's one of those things. Listen, this team is not. I think we said it before. Yes, we hate them, but they are very likely going to make the playoffs unless the wheels completely fall off. And
Which look at their record right now.
I mean, it could.
You don't tell me the wheels are on. I mean, yes, they perform against us. They selectively perform. They have selective passion. We'll say that.
Selective pass. I like that.
Yeah. So they step up for us.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you stepped up for us. But they don't do it for the other guys. They don't do it in the other games, especially road games. We're a rarity. We see them at their best. They put everything out there. In this case, they put 23 minutes out there. That's what they had.
Yeah.
Okay. What I know and what I see is we can fix all of our problems with the current players that we have.
Yes.
Our solutions are sitting on the bench, are on the training pitch, Our solutions are in front of us. So things will tweak. Things will move. We have a cushion of a month here, about 7 games left to tinker and get things right before the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're going to get it right. It will turn around. The other guys, I don't see anybody on their bench that's going to make things better for them. You saw the best they could possibly be on the night. And you saw that when we do our job, we're better than them.
Ooh,
we just aren't doing the job.
This.
We're not executing.
Yeah.
That's it.
I like that.
It's not like we're not capable of doing it. We're just finding ways to not get the job done.
Yeah. It's on us. Again, it
hurts.
It's good.
Hurts.
It's a good
and
a bad thing.
Worse because it's not like they outplayed us. Like if they walked us off the field and man, they're better than us. This stinks. Like trust me, I've been involved with teams that stink against those guys because they just simply stink. This team is good. This team is going for records. They're probably going to hit the records. It hurts more, and I think that inside all of us know this. It hurts really bad because our team wasn't at the level they should have been. Yeah. Something was left on the table, and there's nothing worse than walking away from a situation that you didn't get what you wanted because you left something on the table.
Yeah. All right. So one thing that I did want to mention as we're talking about that, the fact that they could technically still drop out. The Portland Timbers currently hugging the line in 8th place from underneath are up to 37 points with 26 games played. Galaxy in 4th with 42 points, 27 games played, which means if the Timbers end up winning their 27th, it would put them at 40. So only 2 below the Galaxy. Going from 2nd place, which is Real Salt Lake currently, tied with Sounders, 43 points. If you're going down from 2nd all the way down to 8th place and even 9th place, we're talking about a 10-point difference. It's something that within the next 7 games, it could be. It's going to be really interesting. All of these teams could move very easily up and down. So it's still everybody's game. And the only ones that are a sure thing, guess what? Still us. Nobody has clinched a playoff spot yet, except for your Los Angeles Football Club. So that's something definitely we don't want to lose sight of and be proud of as well. Also, one thing I just saw here, shout out to Juan BFC on the chat room. He said, "Sup guys, greetings from Uruguay." Welcome, dude. Bienvenido, Juan. That is super awesome. Thank you for joining us, sir. Man, for those that talk about, hey, we're not international though, Joseph. We are only nobody, not even in LA, they know about us, apparently.
Really? Okay.
That's what I heard today, and I saw, and so immediately blocked on Twitter.
Who cares? Yeah. Honestly, who cares?
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Our community cares, right? It's a tight community. You saw it at the tailgate. They're the only people that matter in all this, right? Our fan base. That's all that matters. I don't care about anybody else, any other team, whatever. It's us. That's what matters. That's why we're here. We're for you guys.
Yeah.
If we do have friends across the league that do listen in.
Yeah.
Right? Mr. Riddle from Atlanta. He checks in all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We have friends, right? I don't care about our enemies. You're choosing to be the enemy. That's your problem. I'm worrying about my team.
Yeah.
I'm not over there denigrating anybody from the other side. I couldn't care less.
I like that. Yeah, for sure. Another thing that I wanted to throw in here from the chat room. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat room right now that's here with us. There's quite a few of you, actually. Lex said, now that Rayito is here, I wouldn't be surprised if Fito Celaya gets taken in the expansion draft next year. That's messed up, man. And I also totally agree. Listen, okay, here's the thing. People will probably, especially fans of Fito, are not going to like this at all, but he is not fit, all right? And this is what I mean by he is not fit. He is not fit enough to play in our club. Probably fits anywhere else. It takes a certain, well, maybe. It takes a certain level of physical endurance to be able to keep up with the way LAFC plays. Can we please agree on that? The fact that we
Yes.
are always attacking, we're always running. These guys, I I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are running marathons each game. Like, it's ridiculous. How much they run. So
Oh yeah, we got to find the distance covers. That's a hard stat to find, by the way, everybody.
yeah,
Same with the heat maps. They're not the easiest thing in the world to find.
yeah,
You got to pay for those bad boys. But I would love to get distance covered for these guys. If you guys have easy access to it, throw it our way. I would love to see it. Love to see it, especially this match.
yeah.
Because again, we ran those guys off the field, man. We
Oh
just
yeah.
we just did. We did.
Even though it didn't look that way.
No, and like we said with Fito, it reminds me of that story of Christian Ramirez when he first got bought by us. I know he's gone now, but when we got him, he was one of the most fit players on Minnesota. Like, star players love him, getting the job done. Kind of fell a little out of favor. But in terms of fitness, there was never a question at that team. He comes here, and the first thing they say after we buy him is, dude, you're out of shape.
Yeah.
And he didn't, yeah, he had to battle his way. He only got limited. You guys remember he had limited minutes, not because he didn't have the skill to play at the time, because you saw we had Orenia at the time. It's because he couldn't get the fitness fast enough. He wasn't considered fit when he got here, according to our standards.
Yeah.
We are at a higher standard than most teams in this league. We just are. There's an expectation that nobody else has in this league. It's different here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I think what we're going to end up doing is we have a little bit more to talk about, but just to give everybody a heads up, we're nearing the end of this one. What we're going to do is we're going to separate it into two different episodes. So it's going to actually be episode 106, but it's going to be part 1 and part 2. Part 2, we're going to be talking about the Minnesota game coming up. So I'm just giving you all a heads up. We're going to be here for a while tonight. All right?
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys
it's
get to hang out with us. That way we just get these out of the way. And guess what? You get all the information from us that we possibly can. If anything pops up that we don't know about, for example, injury reports or whatever else, just follow us on Twitter, Instagram. That's how we get you. That's how we hook you. Social media. Follow us on that. And we can talk a little bit more on that. That Tifo, man. That Tifo was something else. We got a lot of compliment and then also a lot of confusion. There was an ESPN Colombia that said, "Look at this fantastic LA Galaxy tifo." Hey, what?
I don't know.
I know. So Paradise City, Guns N' Roses. It was a beautiful thing.
It was.
Can you kind of talk a little bit about that and what the idea was behind it and why Paradise City?
Pretty much the song in many ways is about here, right? Guns N' Roses is an LA band. LA band all the way. They live it, they breathe it, they love it. They live here. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's one of those iconic bands from town, always on the edge, always digging into the areas where some people aren't comfortable, just like supporter culture does, right? And so for us, we see them as anti-heroes, So we looked at that and said, we've already done a Welcome to Los Angeles as a dig to the enemy, and a celebration of us. So our thought was, who wants to do something as boring as just calling out the enemy? Like, who gives? I'd rather support our city. We're here every game for LAFC is to support the city. Right? That's what we're trying to do. So what better than to talk about music culture again, just like we did with Freddie Mercury, and promote the city. So welcome to Paradise City. That was just that simple. Love our band, love the song, fits perfect. Yeah.
I have to talk about this because it was brought up, and so I have to throw you under the bus a little bit. Well, not you specifically, I should say. 3252. And that is the fact that they said, how convenient. It looks like Guns N' Roses is going to be playing in L.A. Guess where they're playing at?
We had no idea.
All right. I believe you.
Okay, see, I heard that today, too. I heard that today, guys. Like, I didn't know until today, and everybody's like, dude, are you guys, is this some cheap promotion? And it's like, the hell, man. All right, so
can
Oscar
you make it some
and
sort
I,
of promotion to where, and by the way, I talked to Oscar, and Oscar was like,
we've been talking about this since before the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something that I wanted last year, guys, and it just didn't fit best, and we didn't have the capabilities. And it was one of those things where we wanted to do it last year, but we didn't have the police system. So we had to wait for the technology. It
Yeah.
would have been. It would have been last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
guaranteed. If we had the police system last year, that what you're seeing right now, a lot of that would have been happening last year. But hey, it's a development. We're developing with each year, and now this is our capability. So use it.
Yeah.
Use it. So yeah, we finally got that bad boy out. You got to understand, Oscar is a diehard Guns N' Roses fan, like
Yeah.
to the death
That's
Guns N'
another
Roses
thing.
fan. I love Guns N' Roses. Like, for me, Welcome to the Jungle would have, that was a thought as well. Um, but Paradise City is more on the positive side of things. So that's why we went that way, is we wanted to keep it positive and about us and about our city. And I mean, hopefully, that concert is really happening, which I'm hearing it is, and I'll be like in line to buy tickets, no doubt. I know Oscar will get them before me because he's Oscar. Um,
He already has them.
I'll,
He's
Jesus,
yeah.
see,
He
of
already has
course.
them. Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he does. Uh, but
Yeah, yeah. So we had no idea they were coming, and how could we know that when we came up with this idea before the stadium was, well, it was a giant pit. So, yeah.
listen, just really quick, we're gonna jump into voicemails here shortly. Johnny in the chat is freaking out because he sent us a voicemail, and he said that he wants to edit his. Sorry, Johnny, too late. You
Oh,
sent it in already. No, it was really good. We'll talk about it, and then maybe I'll have you. We'll
call
have
in
some
afterward.
reactions. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe. Like Guns N' Roses needs help selling tickets, said Joe. That's right.
Hey,
Wait.
whatever works,
Yeah,
man. They're gonna sell tickets no matter what we
apparently
do.
Guns N' Roses needs 3252 to sell tickets. That's
Yeah, because
get
the
out of
forum
here with
wasn't.
get out of here
Yeah,
with
if
that
they wanted the
nonsense.
Rose Bowl, they could sell at the Rose Bowl. So
Jeez.
yeah, they're just choosing to play in LA. Hey, there it is.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. There's your Tifo talk. Another thing. Well, I mean, again, congratulations, you guys.
Oh,
3252 is
and
killing it.
I got a shout out to all the people who put in the work.
Jeez.
This project took like almost 2 months, like of actual labor time and getting it finished.
Yeah.
And then the Friday night before is when we got things out, and like the banner across the top was being painted on Friday night before getting installed. I was doing the roses, retracing the roses to make sure that they were proper. So that was my fun part.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then the 30 or so people that went out to weigh out the tifo onto the netting system that we have. That is not easy, guys. It takes a lot of work and a lot of times up and down to make sure that everything levels out and looks right. There's a lot going into this, guys. It's hard, it's expensive, it takes manpower. And then it happened. And so yeah, credit to everyone throughout the entire process, from the painting to the tracing to the installing to getting the materials. Myra, you rock. Um, yeah, it's impressed, and it's only
That's
going to get
awesome.
better.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, so Jose in the chat room, Jose Sepulveda said, "Duo banda machos tifo." Joseph, if you don't know who that is, it's pretty much the most outrageously cowboy weird chap
Oh, is that what?
wearing.
Is that the boots? That
No, it's not the pointy
no,
boots. No,
okay,
no, no. But
nah,
it's
that'd be cool too.
no.
No, you know what, guys, you're gonna get shocked.
Macho.
We got more coming. Don't worry, it's on
That's a
the
good
way.
one. It's a good one, dude.
It,
I like it.
yeah, it's on the way.
I don't think does Oscar like banda machos because we could totally convince him to work on that. I mean,
He was one of the guys behind getting Banda at the tailgate. Yeah,
that's true.
that
What
is, that
and
is
what
how
a
it is,
great idea that was.
dude. It's what, second time this year we did it.
Listen,
So
the Cuervos know what's up. Pretty
the
much everybody
Cuervos
does,
always
but
know
those
what's
guys
up.
are crazy, man.
There's a reason why we tailgate next to the Cuervos, man. It's all good. They do top notch, top notch. Chicolin, dude, passion.
Yeah,
Oscar, Oscar. You know the Torres brothers, the notorious Torres brothers. So
yeah.
all good things. Yeah, good people.
Ernest Aguilar, if you send me an email, did I read it? Because I want to make sure that we got to that, man. Those are good points. Uh, if yeah, so sorry, I'm just reading some comments in the chats. By the way, this is my break to tell you all who are just listening, go to YouTube and watch us. We have beautiful faces. No, we don't. But it's actually cool
Uh,
to watch us and join the chat if you're here. By the way, Mondays 10 p.m. That's pretty much like now gonna be a thing. So mark it in your calendar, okay? Don't be that person that gets left out. Um, All right. That does it for 3252. And a couple of things now. Let's get into some sad stuff because we got to talk about this. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of the tailgate was great. So moving on to that, the game was okay. It could have been better. Also, could have been worse. So it is what it is. But
Yeah.
during the game, after the game, there was a couple of instances that were not cool that happened. One, there was a video going around, and I said I would talk about this on Twitter because it is unacceptable. But we also have to take into consideration that during these bigger games, right, Joseph, there's people that come into our stadium wearing black and gold that act the fool, that don't know the type of culture that we have, that feel like they can just do whatever they want. And unfortunately, the puto chant made its way back. Nobody could really hear it. It was just a few people.
There
However,
was about six assholes. I'll just say, I know we're not supposed to cuss, but let's say what they are.
no, for sure, and I'm leaving
Yeah.
that in because it's true. They were sitting in the south end of the stadium. Uh, it looked to me like really nobody was stopping them. However, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully, somebody
How,
said something.
yeah. How do you stop them, number one? Once you do, then you can check them and kick them out. And that's policy at the stadium. People
Yeah.
they get checked out all the time. I mean, we don't put faces out there. It's like, oh, we kicked him out. Like, it's not happening. But, dude, people get punted left and right in that stadium for doing stupid stuff. And especially that vile chant. You'll get bounced. There's no question.
I mean, listen, I those people that explain and try to, find a excuse for being able to say it and things like that's not what it means in Mexico. It doesn't matter what it means in Mexico. It doesn't matter what it means to you. It matters how it affects other people when you're saying it. And
How it
we just
affects that, our club.
our club, our colors, and what we
Our club
represent.
culture, that ain't it.
Yeah,
Okay? It's that if you respect this back here, if you respect your team,
yeah,
respect the ethos of the club, and that ain't it.
dude, you just sounded like a teacher right now, really bad. Like,
Angry teacher. Yeah.
look at the whiteboard right there. Okay, that is not what that represents. I'm sorry, I
Read
giggled.
it,
It's not funny. He's being serious, but at the same time,
and I'm tempted to put your head through it. Yeah, for
seriously,
that.
like
Yeah.
I just it's so frustrating because you want to do something, but you're in the north end, you can't do anything. So again, there's some people that are in the south end that probably listen to this. If you see something, say something. That's all we ask. And literally, you don't have to go and say something to them. Talk to security. Like, yo,
Yeah, handle it professionally. Like they'll do it. They're trained for this. Trust me, they're trained for this. We've dealt with this.
yeah,
Especially on the north end. We've worked really hard with our security teams to do the right thing. So if they're not doing the right thing, call it out.
yeah, call it out. Like, just do whatever you feel is best. I don't want you feeling. If you feel unsafe, then don't put yourself in an unsafe situation. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm just saying let's be vigilant. Let's vigilant and actually police each other because I think we're doing a great job. Don't get me wrong, but there's still sometimes that these types of things pop up. And guess what? Especially in bigger games, especially against Carson,
them. Yeah.
they're ready with their phone, ready to find and look at anything they possibly can to tear us apart.
It's a culture war
Anything.
for them.
That's
It
all
is.
they care about during these games. Like literally,
Yeah.
they instead of if you go on Twitter, okay. And by the way, I've started blocking everybody, and I need to throw this out there. The tweet that I put out there where it was I said we can't beat them. Sometimes the truth hurts, and it does. And we have to be honest. And I was in the moment, and I felt like, dang it, why can't we beat them? And at the same time, as I was about to press in, I was like, I'm gonna send this because I'm pretty sure Galaxy supporters are gonna start like going crazy on this, and I'm gonna find all of them and block them all. And sure enough, guess who has the longest block list of Galaxy supporters ever? If you want it, ask me for it. I have
It's
it.
a scum lure.
It's
Yeah, there it is.
ridiculous how they're just waiting, like
They got nothing better to do.
fleas.
It's not like they're
to
playing for a supporter shield.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So keep that in mind, okay? Because and it's not just them. There's gonna be a lot of people that are looking to make fools out of us. And so I'm not saying they're implants. I'm not saying that maybe these are people that are not always there, but that's what it seems like. So just keep that in mind. And
If you didn't build it, you don't care about tearing it down.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That, and then also, uh, the Facebook fan page is dubbing her La Miona, the pee girl. There's, by the way, LA Galaxy Twitter is saying that she went number 2. I don't
Which
know
is
what it was.
not what
I think it
happened,
was
but
number
okay.
1. But I mean, can you talk about that at all, or is that still being investigated? I'm assuming
Well,
they're trying to
I will
find this
say
girl.
this, guys. The security system at the bank,
Is
it
like
could
$4K.
if you had a cigarette pack like in a pocket, it could read the letters on the cigarette pack, man.
I feel like we've
It's
warned people
they can
before
read
about
the
this.
Adidas right here from their eye in the sky, and if they know the minute, they've got you.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many videos we've seen where there's a beer leaving a person's hand and then all of a sudden it magically is coming back on the reverse of the tape and it's like that's the guy that threw it on the field. Bye bye, you're gone.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay, trust me. I'm pretty sure she ain't coming back.
Uh
Like,
huh.
and especially if they can link what seat that was and say she is somebody that's repeat and has an account with the team, she probably doesn't have an account anymore. So they're vigilant on these things. They're quick on these things. They don't mess around with it. If they can get you on video, which the whole world had her on video, yeah, you're toast. We'll find a way.
Yeah. So, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, there's a video of a girl going around. I mean, literally to
It's
the
hardly worth talking about,
yeah.
but it needs to be
It
addressed.
just needs to be
Yeah.
addressed because please don't do this. All right, we shouldn't have to say this. It's just silliness. But
Why would you denigrate our stadium like that?
to the left, literally right there, to the left of where the Galaxy support, well, the supporter section is. All right, so the Galaxy supporters in this case were there, of course, with their phones out. There's a girl with her pants down. Apparently couldn't hold it in. All right, and it's ridiculous. Like, how are you gonna do that in her house? So she was probably drunk. She was
She
probably
ain't,
not.
she ain't one of us.
She's definitely not one of us. So, uh, I mean, what else can we talk about? Like,
Well, I
Real
hope they
Salt Lake
prosecute.
fans are
I hope
talking
they
about it.
press
By the way,
charges because that's a crime. Last time I checked.
that's true.
So you get to register for the rest of your life if we catch you.
Oh man.
I hope we do. Yeah, I know love for that. Remember Donovan did that in Mexico and how much hell he got in the soccer field. Well, hey, who did he play for? Oh yeah. Just saying.
Yes, Dark Friends.
Dude, right? Wonder what team he played for. In any case, yeah, if your star player did it, quit trying to be higher than thou. Just saying. But here's the deal. She did what she did. I hope she gets hit for it. I hope we never see her in the stadium again. That doesn't represent us. You're going to choose one person out of the 20,000 plus that were there that were rooting for us. Sorry, that doesn't define us. What defines us is how we continue forward.
Correct.
And those who build the club.
Yes.
That's who defines us.
We're nearing an hour, and I knew that this was going to happen. So we're going to move it along because, again, I think that's enough time on that. And I didn't even want to spend that much time on it. It's just not worth it, but we have to mention it. Again, it's just part of us. What we do is we need to make you guys understand that there's certain things that maybe aren't necessarily okay. So, all right. I think that's fair enough. One thing I saw, a good thing that I saw on the Facebook fan page, which, by the way, if you're not joined to that fan page, probably don't do it. It's crazy. Shout out to our buddy over there that's holding it down, though.
We have several buddies holding that down.
It's crazy. All right. A post that I saw on here, I'm gonna read it off of my phone because I think it's one of the coolest things ever. It says, "My boyfriend is a cheater. He had a damn Galaxy Cup, blanket, and jersey hidden in the closet. He left," and then it says in quotes, "he left Galaxy for LAFC by choice. I obviously asked for an explanation at first. He tried to play it off. I didn't get a chance to get rid of these things. I forgot. After insisting for an explanation, he told me, Zlatan and LA have history. Seems like LAFC wasn't even trying on Sunday. I walked off. Mad, I grabbed the scissors and cut that shit up. We had a huge argument about how LAFC was playing. Apparently all the efforts wasn't good enough for him. It's never enough for cheaters. After knocking some sense into him, he apologized, saying he was sorry that I was right. LAFC has the points and the players. I obviously didn't forgive him. I dumped him. I dumped his cheating ass. Why go back to trash when you have greatness next to you? So now I'm in the search for a loyal LAFC boyfriend.
LAFC love connection.
And
Yeah.
shout out to Josh Albrechtsen, one of the men holding it down over there, probably the main man over there.
Yeah, he is.
He said he has some screening questions for this new man that she may be looking for. Number 1, what do we jump for? Number 2, what is the best way to dispose of beer? Number 3, what city does your favorite soccer football team play in? Number 4, I have a styrofoam cooler. What should be done with it? Number 5, is the 4-3-3 the best formation ever? And 6, name your favorite Perez. I think all of those, I think Josh takes it. I had to share that with you guys because I thought it made my night, and hopefully that makes your guys' night. But yeah, shout out to Josh and shout out to the lady that posted that. I'm not gonna say her name because
Josh is now Chuck Willery, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. All right. Going on an hour now. Do you want to
I'm enjoying the fact that we're able to laugh this crap off, right?
we have to, man.
Right? Yeah, there's a lot of closet Galaxy fans that are waiting on the fence. One of them claims to have a podcast that doesn't actually record, but you know how to.
I'm like that emoji. I'm this close to blocking him. He's on mute right now, and I'm about to block him.
He's not one of us.
But by the way, I'm letting him have it, and I will no longer be apologizing for what I say to him because he's getting on my nerves. And if you know who we're talking about, you know who we're talking about. I doubt he listens to this because if he does,
Too busy watching Galaxy highlights.
he's probably gonna say something to me, and that's fine. I protected him for a long, long time, but there's some things coming out of people's mouths like Bradley
Plant.
out. What?
A plant is a plant is a plant.
A plant is a plant is a plant. Exactly. You're right. So, somebody on the chat said, "Are we getting an after dark session?" No, not today.
Oof, that'd be hard.
Yeah. We still have a lot to talk about, guys. We're still.
We have
gonna be
another
here for-
episode to do. So, yeah.
Do you want to? I'm thinking about it. I think we need to jump into voicemails. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
And you see us. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, you see us scratching our eyes and stuff. It's because we're tired. It's 11 o'clock.
I mean, can I make one final comment about that game?
Oh, sure.
And about that team?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure, you
The
can.
whole conversation of being LA's team. Being LA's team requires more of an investment than simply billboards after 20 years.
Yep.
Okay. If that's your most significant investment you've made, this isn't your town. That's simple.
And with that, we're gonna jump into some voicemails from you guys because guess what? We have like 7 voicemails. These are all really good. And I know you've all been waiting to see Johnny's or hear Johnny's voicemail. So
Yes.
let's do that right about I don't know, right about now. All right. Let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. Maybe not real quick. Might be a little slow. All right, this one's all the way from the 562. It's a little bit long, but let's listen.
Hey, Joseph and Jerry. This is Alfonso calling from Cerritos. Oh, man. Where do I even start? I should probably start by saying that I really appreciate what you guys do. Been a long-time listener. Really enjoy the podcast. Enjoy the insight that you guys, provide. Really make my drive to and from work a lot easier. But such a frustrating game, boys. Really leading up to this game, I really thought this was going to be the day where we finally get our first win. And obviously it didn't go as planned. Those first 15 minutes were absolutely insane. I don't understand, man. What's going on with what's going on with the LAFC mentally? I feel like the Galaxy is just in their heads. They're in their heads. they have been broken down mentally. LAFC is just overthinking everything, and they just got beat. Those first 15 minutes were absolutely insane. And, luckily in the second half, we were able to dominate. We played a lot better. Even before going into the half, Blessing was able to go ahead and get us that goal, get that momentum going into the second half, and then Vela just tied it. But we have so many opportunities to get the game winner. I think, Rossi could have actually passed it to Dio to get the game winner. There was a couple of other times where we could just got it. I think another Dio missed another easy one right in front of the goal. And I really feel like we should have had this game. We beat ourselves at the very end. And really just frustrating. On a positive note, Brian Rodriguez, Rayito came in and he actually showed glimpses of being potentially a star player. He looked really, really good out there, looked comfortable. Huge difference from when Orta was playing for LAFC. So, that's really what I'm looking forward to, him building some chemistry with the team for the remainder of the season and going into the playoffs. But, again, I feel like we should have got this game. We're the much better team over Carson. And unfortunately, we didn't get the win. At least we came back and we tied it, so we do get the 1 point. They probably needed it more than us. But, again, I'm really excited for the remainder of the season going into the playoffs. And I just wish that we could finally get that first win over Carson. But that's all I have for now. Really frustrated, but appreciate what you guys do. Again, as I mentioned, really enjoy the show. Keep doing what you guys are doing. As I mentioned before, my drive to and from work is actually over an hour long each way. So listening to you guys really makes it a lot easier. So appreciate what you guys do. Joseph, Gary, LA's Black and Gold. See you guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
That was a really good one. Yeah, he had a lot of really good points. That definitely wasn't Johnny, by the way.
Collectively, how we feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's keep going through these because there's this is the most important part I think of our show is the fact that we get to involve you guys in this, and we really, really appreciate your thoughts and your comments and your point of view. I also want to hear what you guys have to say. So, let's see here. Promise someone was there. Oh no, the song's almost over. Psych. There it is. All right, here you go. This one's from Joe in Fullerton. Let's see.
Hey, Jerry and Joseph. This is Joe from Fullerton. I'm calling right now. It's almost halftime, and the only thing I really want to ask is, what the hell have Segura and Zimmerman been doing? They are ball watching, and they look like they're AYSO players. It's unacceptable. Anyways, hopefully we can get back in it in the second half. Thank you, guys.
All right, so he called during halftime. Yeah. All right, and this is Joe. He then called later on, and he had something else to say, so we're going to play that one next.
Hey guys, I called earlier to complain about Zimmerman and Segura, but I gotta say, whatever Bob told them at halftime, they listened and they played Zlatan and Co. very well. They're marking very well, paying attention to their assignment, and the whole team was very resilient tonight. Very proud of that second half performance. Obviously, we want to get that win, but I'm just very proud that we almost did what they did to us last year in the first game, making a pretty significant comeback. I'm just looking forward to the continuing of this amazing season. And Latif's blessing is a blessing. Good night, guys. Go LAFC.
All right. Awesome. Yeah.
There it is.
He went back and said, hey, look, they fixed it. Good. That's good.
Fix it to a point. Yeah. Fix it to a point. We had this weird thing where Segura plays much better with Cisniega and struggles with Miller. And then we have this issue where Walker works really well usually with Miller, but not with Cisniega.
Yeah.
It's an odd thing that's going on right now. It's been like that since the Gold Cup. There's this weird thing going on. But
yeah.
it's got to be fixed.
Jeez. All right, let's see. Let's keep it going. This one's from 319.
Yo, my brothers, Joseph and Jerry. It's Leo from Iowa. As mad as I feel about this result, I think we should remember two things. One, we didn't lose to them at home. And two, from my experience with my different sports teams and hamstring injuries, as terrible as this is, it ultimately was the right decision to pull Vela. Because hamstring injuries in particular are known to derail players' careers. Hamstring injury is a type of injury that can be nagging and can just never go away. It could possibly just destroy all his power in his right leg if he were to tear it or pull it or anything. So pulling him out was the right decision in the long run. One of my baseball teams had a guy pull his hammy and he just hasn't been the same. So it was ultimately the right decision. And while we may have tied this game, I'm excited to see him with Brian Raito at the same time. Thank you. Dane, black and gold.
All right. That was Leo.
Well said.
Yeah. And he's absolutely right. For those of you, again, that are still thinking that Bob Riley shouldn't have taken Carlos Vela out, you're out of your mind.
Better to lose the battle in order to win the war.
Yep. We have bigger, I was going to say bigger fish, but bigger aliens to fry.
Right. Marcianos. Dude, honestly, if you've ever pulled a hamstring, and those of you who maybe have torn a hamstring, no dude, joke. It's with you forever. Yeah. So you have to think about it for the rest of your life. Yeah. Not good stuff. Rather get it where it's a strain and they can fix it in a couple weeks and be good. Don't be surprised if he doesn't play this weekend. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah. Or gets limited minutes. Yeah.
We didn't mention that. We should probably mention that. He's probably not going to play. So just get that in the back of your mind. We should be fine, guys.
Don't be shocked by it. Yeah.
Brian Rodriguez will fill in, and we're fine.
We'll put on a show.
Oh yeah. Joseph, this next one, 214. This one, this gentleman talked to you at the tailgate. Let's see what he had to say.
Hey guys, first time caller, long time listener. I talked to Joseph a little bit at the tailgate. I told him I would call because I listen to you guys all the time. My only concern about today, well, actually I have lots of concerns. My biggest one, after discussing with a couple friends, I'm still concerned about Tyler Miller. Felt like Zlatan or the rest of the Galaxy are still in his head. I'm glad he nailed it down in the second half or everything calmed down. But that first half sort of scared me. I'm still okay with it. I'll take that tie. I'm not happy about it, but at the same time, I think we at least were able to balance things out. I was okay with B-Rod trying to make some magic happen. It was a little heavy-handed, but it's okay. And I just want to hear what you guys are going to say about the whole situation. Plenty of soccer to be played for the rest of the season. We were all a little worried about Carlos Vela leaving, but at the same time, I think it's okay that he took that rest. Would have been a beautiful thing for us to pull the win off with Vela off the pitch, but next time we'll get him. Anyways, love the show. Joseph, you've got a beautiful beard. I like that mustache, a little wiggle on it. That big head of beautiful pins is just a nice thing. All right, thanks. Have a good night. Bye.
Wow.
Thanks, brother.
Wow.
Dude, you are spot on. And I mentioned on the last episode that Tyler Miller.
No, let's talk about this. Your beard is a beautiful thing. Hold on. I feel like now. I feel like I need to grow mine now because I need to compete, and I don't think I can.
Every day is a playoff game. I have to have a playoff beard.
Never mind. All right. Okay. Yeah, but he's absolutely right. Go ahead. He is right.
No, he's right. I said it in the last episode about Miller having to step up and play the game of his life if we're going to have a chance at winning this thing.
And did he?
And honestly, just be competent, man. Come on. Show some confidence out there. It doesn't look good. He doesn't look right. You see it in his eyes. There's fear. dude, other teams can smell that. Like, there's no doubt. They know. That's why they shoot on the one time. They don't wait to set their shot. They're just hitting on the first touch when they get the chance because they know he's not settled. He's not ready for it.
Yep.
He's second guessing his positioning.
This one's for Andy in the chat.
Wow.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Miller had to start in this game because Cisneros kind of off of an injury. Honestly, I think I'll be shocked if Cisneros is not playing by this weekend. I would be shocked.
I sure do hope so. I mean, he wasn't in the injury report. We only had 2 people in
No,
there.
but I know I see. I heard it was more than just a shoulder. That there was some other stuff, but
Okay.
he's not listed anymore. So I think that he just needs to get a game in before he gets a pressure match like the one that the Galaxy was going to offer us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up injuries here just to make sure there was nothing added that we're not aware of, especially because this was updated today. So let me see. Oh, no. Carlos Vela has been added to the questionable list.
I expected that.
Officially. This is coming directly to you guys from MLSsoccer.com. So, out Javi Perez, as we already know, questionable. Can we just get Alejandro Guido into the out? Like, what is going on?
Poor kid.
Okay. Carlos
He's
Vela,
on the exercise bike every day.
Yeah. Carlos Vela is now in the questionable list as a hamstring strain. So, all right.
Strain is much better than other things.
Yeah, I'll take that. For sure. Okay, let's keep this going, man. We still have a couple more to go, believe it or not. But so far so good, man. Nothing. Everybody, I love art. Our listeners are the best. All right, let's see.
Hey guys, name's Tim from Santa Clarita. Seen a lot of negative stuff on Twitter, so I figured I'd call in and be a little bit of the glass half full guy here. But yes, disappointing result tonight. Obviously, we'd love to beat Carson, but at the end of the day, if you ask a Carson fan if they'd rather be 19 points clear in the Western Conference, 14 clear in the Eastern Conference for the Supporter Shield, I think we both know which side they take on this. So while it's disappointing, the sky is not falling. We're in the better position here. Yes, it's frustrating, but we've got bigger fish to fry here. Let's win ourselves some silverware this year so we can hold that above them and not stoop to their level. So Brian Rodriguez, I think, looks good tonight. Let's rest Bella up and get healthy. Looking forward to the playoffs here, boys. So let's just keep things going, forget about this game, and move on to bigger and better things, because that's what we should be looking to do. Not stoop to Carson's level and hang our heads on one result. I mean, these guys show up, specifically Zlatan. Let's be honest. The guy shows up for, 2 games a year, and it's when he's playing us. So let's not get too crazy about this. So love the podcast, guys. Looking forward to the playoffs, and hope you have some fun things to say about this game. So talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, hopefully we did have fun stuff. We already talked about it, but absolutely
The
right.
upside. Yeah.
The upside.
The upside's huge.
We need
for
Tim.
us, it's a matter of time for us, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go long term, what's next year looking like for both clubs? Everybody's pretty much coming back for us.
Yeah.
Right? We're still going to be the killers. We might lose one guy and get another new one. We're good. Them, we know who they're probably going to lose.
Yep.
This was their last shot.
Yeah. I actually, by the way, don't hate me, everybody, but I do have an acquaintance over on the dark side, or I should say the light side. We're the dark side. Over for one of the podcasts for Galaxy, which is LA is Our House. Those guys have had me on the show before. They actually they're jerks on Twitter, but they're actually pretty cool in person, just so you guys know. And one of the gentlemen in that show, David, I was asking him, and I was talking to him about Zlatan. And I said, honestly, how much longer do you think that guy has with you, with your team? And he said he doesn't see him being here next season.
Yeah,
like that's their feelings. He said he doesn't fit into the GBS form of play. So as soon as they can get rid of him, they probably will. Is what they're looking at. So I mean, and that's directly from from them.
Yeah.
So
no, he's a mercenary. Is what he does.
Yeah. All right, one more, and I think we saved the best for last. Johnny, in our chat. I think this is him. I'm not gonna play it. That's mean.
No.
No, we're gonna play it. Yeah, for a second he went. Come on, man. We're gonna play it. Here we go. Such a jerk.
Hey Jerry, hey Joseph. Glad I got to finally meet you. Finally just got home from the game. I'm hot, I'm tired, sweaty. Man, we gave key moments. I feel like we played all right. Second half was ours. First half was totally theirs. It was even theirs. It was mostly Zlatan's. And I don't know why we didn't mess up with their game plan. Their game plan is to pass it to Zlatan. Why didn't they man mark him? Why they gave him so much space? I have no idea. I feel second half they did get physical, but why didn't they do it the first half? First few minutes, why didn't they do that? You had so much space. That was their whole game plan. I feel like with the tie, I feel like we could have done better. We did it once Bella left. I feel like all the balls should have gone to Blessing and Dio. They had the initiative to want to score. Even though Raito came in, I didn't mind, but I prefer if it was somebody else who had initiative. If he came in with initiative, I would have been totally fine, but man, it's numbing. But just like somebody told me, they don't define us. I mean, we still go, we still move on. All right, black and gold. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with any of that. Other than I do think that Rayito came in with a lot of like will to make a change. He made some really good moves.
And they scrambled around him. They weren't sure how to deal with him.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to agree with pretty much everything you said. And listen, all of the that's pretty much all of us. Let's be honest. We all felt that. So, thank you for the voicemail, Johnny. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus, buddy, but that was actually really good.
Dude, you're on point, man. Like you gotta be real. You love this team. You gotta be real.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're gonna put yourself out there and say, "Oh, that was me," I'm gonna make sure I mention it. So shout out, Johnny. We only have about 4,000 people that are gonna be listening to you tomorrow morning. No pressure.
But nobody listens to our show, right? Yeah.
Nobody listens to us. Come on, man.
Got it.
We're not. No, that was really good. Then that's it. That's it for voicemails. We made it through. We're only an hour and 23
you guys rock.
minutes into the first half.
You know what? I love the positivity at the end of all of it.
Yes.
You know what? You guys got a chance to breathe, and we're angry in the moment. But, dude, you heard it.
Yes.
From all of you. We see what it was. We're mad not because we're not as good as those guys. It's because we left something on the table.
That's, yeah. I mean, and here's the thing is, somebody said this, and I'm sorry, I'm probably going to like completely mess this up, but somebody mentioned this, and I think it really like opened up my eyes a little bit more, like right after, because I was feeling a little depressed, to be honest. And he said something along the lines of, did we not win, or did they not win? Like that's not how he said it. It was more like, did we not beat them at home, or were they not able to keep the win at our house? So like, which way do you want to look at it? And I think it's completely a type of like perspective that you need to take, where it's like, hey, listen, we started off bad. We probably expected a lot more from them, as we always should. But if you look at how bad they lost it, literally, what is it? You said the 23rd minute?
Yeah, about the 23rd minute, we just took control.
So it's completely just a different way of looking at it. I completely messed that up, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say. Whatever. It's late. I'm gonna keep using that as an excuse always. All right. I think we need to take a break, man. Should we take a break?
Yeah, I think it's time to turn the gears and get us ready to, secure our supporter shield that's rightfully ours from all the hard work we've done this year.
And here's the thing: since we're live, we're probably not gonna really take a break. We're actually just gonna keep going right through. All right. What are we at?
Yeah.
An hour and a half.
90 minutes.
Yeah, we'll take a break. You're gonna see a blank screen for a little bit. Hang in there. We're probably gonna be back here in about 5 minutes for part 2. We're gonna preview the Minnesota game coming up. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. It's gonna say thanks for watching, but we're not going anywhere. All right, we'll be right back. See you guys shortly.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.
This is the Heart of LAFC podcast, episode 106, part 2.
The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Jerry Jimenez and Josef Zacher.
What is up? Welcome to the Heart of LAFC podcast. My name is Jerry Jimenez, your host, your friend, your insider into the Los Angeles Football Club. Thank you for joining Joseph and I for episode 106, part 2. We were just here, it feels like. Oh, that's right.
So long ago.
Because we were just here. We're gonna jump into this Minnesota game because this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be some moves. It's gonna be craziness. And also, I changed my hat. If you're watching on,
Dude, we're not going to Minnesota. What are you doing?
Oh well, I wanted to feel like it is so hot in here.
Gone.
I shouldn't have done this, but it is what it is. It's actually an LAFC beanie. Look,
It's cool, man. You wore that in Philly. I remember.
oh yeah, dang, have I had it that long?
Yeah, you've had it for an eternity.
Oh man,
I've had this for like 3 weeks. All good.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, we actually do have quite a bit to talk about, but before we jump into what will be Minnesota, we do have a couple of other things that we need to talk about. First and foremost, Team of the Week honors, man. Carlos Vela once again, and guess what? Latif Blessing also makes the cut.
Well earned.
I just don't understand why Erba is in there, but whatever.
Well, because some guys on our team make him look better than he is.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, guess what? Guess what else? Another honor. Player of the Week. I have a little something to read off here. Carlos Vela was voted the Major League Soccer Player of the Week for Week 25 of the 2019 MLS season. This is Vela's 4th Player of the Week honor this year, previously winning the award for his performance in the 2nd, 5th, and 18th week of play. Vela scored 2 goals in LAFC's 4-0 victory over the San Jose Earthquakes, in case y'all didn't remember, on Wednesday, before adding another goal in the Black and Gold's 3-3 draw against the Galaxy on Sunday. LAFC sits atop the league standings with 62 points. Once again, guys, 19-3-5 record, like, beautiful. We've already clinched a spot in the Audi 2019 MLS Cup playoffs. I shouldn't even say Audi. We should get sponsored by those guys. With 27 goals scored, Vela is tied for 2nd in MLS history for most goals in a single season, leading the league in goals this year, while also tying for 2nd with 15 assists. Vela helped give LAFC a 2-0 lead in the 17th minute against San Jose when he converted his 7th penalty kick. LAFC then took a 3-0 advantage in the 41st minute off of Vela's tremendous display of skill, with the forward dribbling through multiple Quakes defenders, a tap in, his 2nd of the night from inside the 6-yard box. What a beautiful goal that was. Goal of the year. People are saying that it was too easy. Well, he made it look that way. All right. Following a frenetic back and forth first half against the Galaxy, Vela scored the equalizing goal to bring the match to 3-3 in the 53rd minute. With the quick cut inside, Vela received a pass from Mark Anthony Kaye, ditched a Galaxy defender, and finished with a left-footed shot into the back of the net. Of course, it was his left foot. It was beautiful. So, team of the week and player of the week.
Again, well earned. MVPs do these kind of things, right? There's no question. Right, Carlos is MVP. There's no way around this. If he doesn't win it, it's a crime. He shows it time and time again. He's got the record for goals and assists combined in a season. Probably going to get the goal lead for this year and probably break the record. It's looking right.
Yeah.
And Latif is Latif, man. Like, he came out so motivated for that game that, he's found a new level, let's be honest. And it's shown that he can step up in pressure matches. It's a level of maturity for him. Compared to last year, he's light years ahead of last year. And we were all impressed with him last year. So,
for sure.
Credit to him. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
It was amazing. And then along with that, we need to throw in that, hey, guess what? Congratulations to Eduardo Atuesta as well, who was called up to the Colombia U23 squad, who will be playing in Brazil, playing against Brazil and Argentina the 5th and the 8th of September. What that means, for those of you that were asking, I saw that and nobody was answering. I'm sorry. Hopefully you're listening to this now. But Orlando City game away in Orlando is going to be September 7th, which is right in between those two games against Brazil and Argentina. Eduardo Atuesta very likely will not be at the Orlando game. You can assume that now.
Yep.
The team is getting ready for a pre-Olympic tournament taking place next year between January 15th and February 2nd. That does not affect us at all. Our season hasn't started then. We'll be off-season during that pre-Olympic tournament. But what does that mean? If Eduardo Atuesta shows up, guess who's going to the Olympics to represent Colombia's squad? Eduardo Atuesta. So good stuff. No joke there, man. And again, he's getting added to a list of national team call-ups amongst LAFC, Diego Palacios, and Brian Rodriguez, respectively going to their national teams as well, being called up. So, I mean, the talent is there. We have youth. I think that's one of the things we mentioned in part one, that Fito Celaya hasn't been, he hasn't been healthy. He's been healthy, but he just hasn't been fit.
Dude, and he's chasing kids.
He's chasing kids. That's exactly where I was going with that. Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, how many guys could we end up losing for Olympics if you just look at it, right? It's crazy. Between the national team and between Olympic teams, the next season's going to get really interesting for us because we could lose a lot of people. Because Brian Rodriguez has already been called back to Uruguay, right?
Yeah.
And then our new kid,
Diego
that didn't even play, Palacios, he got called up to his national team.
Yeah.
And that's a senior call-up. Yeah. So, I think Rossi's going to eventually get called up.
Oh, yeah. We should mention that. Those are both senior call-ups. Rossi,
yeah.
I don't know what's up with Rossi, man. I wonder if it's something political going on over there. But, I mean,
it's a matter of time.
I think it's a matter of time as well. I mean, but that's, four solid players. Mark Anthony Kaye for Canada. Yeah, Walker Zimmerman for the United States. Possibly Tyler Miller, although right now, probably not.
No. Vela maybe back to Mexico.
No, he already canceled himself out.
You think it's completely done?
So they already called out, and actually, the neighbors are going to be losing a few of their players for call-ups as well. Actually, for Mexico, they called up Dos Santos, but yeah, no. So basically, Tata Martino already said
Future
like
news.
he's been out.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I mean that's fine, but Tata's not going to be there forever, so
no.
We all know how that works.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So you never know. So listen, the other thing, Diego Palacios, people were asking before on the chat, and I kind of mentioned it a little bit in part one. We're not really sure if he's even in Los Angeles yet. So we're gonna get some confirmation possibly tomorrow when the boys return to practice. So that would be tomorrow. Shout out to LAFC Vince and everybody over there that's keeping us all informed as well. Hopefully he will post something, and hopefully he's here. If not, he's coming soon. We know that much because he does have to start getting ready.
If he isn't here yet, we're going to find out, and we're going to rally at the airport if we get the chance.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yes. I mean, okay, so here's the thing is, why haven't we been able to do that? Okay.
We try, but sometimes when people land at 3 a.m., it's kind of hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
the lightning bolt, the time he came in was insane. So yeah.
So Ecuador's playing Peru in New Jersey on September 5th. What does that tell you? Palacios needs to be in the United States very soon.
Well, he will be at that point, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Up. So it's going to be before then.
If he's not there now, is what we're saying. Yeah, if he's not already
right. I don't think he's going to be allowed to sneak in. The Ecuadorian community, we've already heard from them.
There's people planning parties for him already.
It's going to be this big event when he gets here. So it's already happening, guys. We got to remember how promising he is for his national team and where he was playing. And he was supposed to go to Barcelona B, and we kind of jacked a talent away from them, which they made a comment about, actually an angry comment about. So, dude, he has his whole country behind him. There's no doubt about it. So it's going to be a big celebration when he gets here.
Yeah, there's a few people already saying, "Hey, call me for the airport." Actually, Johnny, call me for the airport thing, Joseph.
If I find out in time,
He said, "I'll be at 3 a.m." Oh, it will be at 3. Wait, what? There's somebody here that has some information. Dun, dun, dun.
It seems to be happening this way. Yeah. No, there's somebody out there planning like a big event. I already know that, but the times aren't set that I know of. Unless he's showing up tonight that I don't know yet. I haven't seen the updates. That'd be hilarious if that's what's going on while we're talking right now.
That's
Because
true.
I haven't checked my phone, right? Dang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check that right now. So let's talk about this. So we're talking about Minnesota United
Mm-hmm.
tonight, as we're recording. Actually, just lost against Atlanta United in the Open Cup final. Which, by the way, we shouldn't make fun of them because we're not in it. But they
And
did
they
lose
beat a
2-1.
team. They beat a team that knocked us out. So
So Minnesota lost to Atlanta United 2-1 in the Open Cup final. Atlanta United, congrats. They are Open Cup winners for the 2019 season. The homies, we have a few people. I even said congrats to the homies on Twitter. And what I meant by that, it was not the club. I'm talking about the people that are there. They have some great supporters.
it's a lot of good people.
Listen, they support what we do. We support what they do. We help each other.
Dude, real realizes real. Okay.
There you go.
And when they came here, those who met up with them, their supporters, it was a blast when they came to town. And those that have traveled back, like last year, were treated like absolute gold. So, yeah, we've got friends, for sure.
So let's talk about this lineup. Again, this is the newest one that they used. Actually, it wasn't very different. Recently, they played against Sporting Kansas City. Now, that's another team that was not doing very good, by the way. They were expected to be top runners for this entire season, and they were just plagued with injuries, really bad. And so, Minnesota United playing Sporting Kansas City. Sporting Kansas City had to win this game, and they did, 1-0. So, where does that put Minnesota United? 2 straight losses for the season. And here's the crazy part: is the formation didn't change too much. It changed a little bit in the front.
It's about a 4-3-3 for this one, but you got to realize that a lot of guys are coming back from injury for them too.
Well, because
a lot
they
of
had
guys
a 4-2-3-1.
that are coming back from the mend.
Yeah.
So
but okay. So keep this in mind. So you said 4-3-3, and that's for the Atlanta game. They played against Sporting Kansas City with a 4-2-3-1. So they did change it up quite a bit. So let's go first with what they put out on the field against United, Atlanta. They put out Manone, of course, at goal. Gasper, Boxall, Apara, Martinelli. Exactly the same back four that they had against Sporting Kansas City. All right. And then we had in the middle Dotson, Alonso, Gregus, which Alonso, I was interested to see that. That was interesting to see that.
One of his first games back from injury. That's why.
Yeah, that's right. So making his way back there in the middle. And then in the front, Lod, Toya, and Molino. Now, if you go to the Sporting Kansas City, they had Dotson and Gregus in the middle. And then they had up front Moimbe, Lod, moved over a little bit, Finlay on the right, and then Toya up front. So they had a lone striker there with Toya in the front against Sporting Kansas City. I'm assuming it was because they were going to play more of an attacking form against Sporting Kansas City. They opened themselves up quite a bit during this game. Now, against Atlanta United, it was more of defensive. Like, we got to defend against these guys and basically just work the counter, which I think is the same exact thing that just teams do against us, right? I think that they play us the way they play Atlanta United is what it feels like.
You have to on that field. You have to in that environment. I actually got a chance to watch most of the match. I missed the first few minutes of the match and caught it a little bit later. I will tell you this. Yeah, Atlanta had control early. They were doing what they had to do, but by the time the second half came around, the youngsters on Minnesota, because they do have some young, speedy players, started taking over, and they were finding ways to break through Atlanta. And the game turned and became more of a match for Minnesota, even though, man, they were like way too heavy on the long ball and crosses. Like, it's almost like they're addicted to crosses when they even don't need to be. And so basically, they started taking over and forcing Atlanta in uncomfortable positions. And because of that, Atlanta ended up taking a red card. They went down a man. And from that point forward, it was complete and utter domination by Minnesota. They did pull a goal back. You got to realize that they allowed an own goal in this game too, so they're all over the place. But really, they had the chances to take this game and win this game. Alonso had a sitter at the top of the box that he skied. They had another play that was basically crossed in like the 93rd minute, and it was a half volley from only 4 yards out, and it got shanked. If that one connects properly, which it should have, it was a slow play.
Yeah.
They would have tied the game, and honestly, they could have easily won the game. All momentum was on their side. The substitutions, like all of your classic skill players from Atlanta were out. They were just trying to hold on for dear life. They escaped with the cup tonight, and apparently they broke it. I just heard, so which is even funnier.
What?
Yeah, it'll come out tomorrow. Yeah, they broke the cup.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Come on,
But
Atlanta.
I feel bad for Minnesota in terms of where that game ended because honestly, they earned their way back. They really did earn their way back, and it's because of a few interesting players like Mason Toye. Honestly, he's a young kid. He's on load from Forward Madison, but in the Open Cup, he's been a bit of a talisman. He produces in the Open Cup. In league play, not that much. He's more of a reserve in league play, but Open Cup's been his baby, and he's been doing good with it. Even Darwin Quintero's coming back from injury. He played in this game only limited minutes. He didn't start it because, he's not right. Alonso, you could tell his quad isn't quite right yet, but others on the team stepped up. Iko Para, I don't know, man. The guy still has it. He just does. He's just a true competitor. I kind of get a kick about the way he plays. I kind of like the edge he puts on the game. So
you're talking about Mason Toya. He's actually scored 4 goals for them so far. So
yeah, 4 total.
Not bad. We're talking about top goal scorers right now. Darwin Quintero.
Yeah, 8 goals, 5 assists. He's having a good year.
5 assists. Very good. We all knew that, man. When he was coming from Liga MX, we already knew he was a star, and he's shown it here. He's doing great. If he
tore us apart last year. Do you remember that blowout match?
Oh yeah. If he had, oh man, somebody mentioned that too. Like they're the only other team that has beat us that bad. Other than Atlanta United, those two teams. What is going?
I know.
Dang it. Ethan Finley with 6 goals, right under Darwin Quintero, and then we had Angelo Rodriguez with 5. So 8, 6, 5, 4, and then Kevin Molino. Again,
and Molino tends to play either the way the system plays is either he's going to play wide mid or he's actually going to be up top as one of the 3 strikers, depending on who they play against. Their manager was it Adrian Heath, right? He shuffles lineups all the time depending on who they play. That's his way. He doesn't stick to one like we do. He actually plays by assignment. That's his coaching, like the tinker. So his guys fit a certain method, and then they have to play it. So credit to them. They're playing their best season they've ever had in their league history. They actually, I was watching the game 2 weeks ago, and they were celebrating that night because it's the most points they ever had in club history.
Nice.
So they're actually in their best season they've ever had. They're not a bad team. They're a good team. They're not as skilled as we are. They're not as fast as we are in terms of ball movement, but in physicality, they can match us. Speed, general speed, they can match us. But for some reason, when things get tight for these guys, they go right to the long ball, and they overuse their wings and overuse their strikers to take the ball wide and wing it back in rather than drive it back in. That is something they do, and they just try to hit their targets in the middle. Of course, when Quintero's out there, it's kind of a cool target to hit. But if your team can settle in the air, you'll be fine against these guys. You can survive it. If you can't take the long balls, you're going to have trouble on the day.
Yeah, they're if you look at their stats on either of the games that recently happened, it looks to me like they're pretty much a counterattacking team. Like they get that, and I'm assuming that the lineup that they're going to put up against LAFC is going to be more similar to what they just did against Atlanta United, which is a 4-3-3. They're probably just going to match our lineup and defend, counterattack. I think against Sporting Kansas City, they opened themselves a little bit too much to the point where the possession was way lower. So it's 60-40 rather than what it normally is, which is like almost 50-50.
Key players were missing too. They rested some players.
Well, there's that. Yeah. And then also, I mean, we're looking at the return of Ozzy Alonso, who for the time that he is on the field, he does great things for Minnesota. He assists, he scores, he does pretty much. He moves the ball. He controls the flow of the game for Minnesota, on Minnesota's end. Dude,
he's also dirty as hell.
And he's dirty as hell. We do have to say that. The dude is a monster.
You should have seen what he did in the game. I think it was pity. He basically stepped into his shins, had no intention of playing the ball because he knew there wasn't any VAR. And
Oh,
it was
well,
the announcers were like, yeah, he did that because he knows there's no replay coming back.
oh wow, the announcer said that they straight called
Yeah,
him
they're like
out.
he should have been. They're like, if this was an MLS match, he's red carded, and he totally would have been. But because it's run a play and they don't do replay, he got away with it.
Well, yeah, I mean he did get a
Yeah,
yellow in the 44th minute. Is that the way you're talking about?
that was the one. It was
Yeah.
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 But he had one later too that was nasty. So
So
yeah,
Leandro Gonzalez Perez actually ended up in this game for Atlanta. Got 2 yellows.
stupid yellow.
So 1 + 1 = 2,
Two. So
which then
basically,
equals 1 red.
they got caught on a counter, and rather than letting the guy run past him without the ball, the guy's gonna run on the wing.
Uh-huh.
He just grabbed him.
Yeah.
That was it. He just tackled him. He grabbed him with his arm. Like, no, you're not going past me. And the rest, like, what am I supposed to do, dude? It's a yellow card.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not affecting their next game. This was literally the final. Like, it
it's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
Well, you do what
Take
you
a
have to
red.
do.
Take a red.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got the lead.
yeah.
Yeah.
The goals pretty much all came in. Oh no, they went into it 2-0 actually.
So,
2
yeah,
minutes
the
into the
first goal
first
was,
second half. 2 minutes into the second half is when Minnesota started coming up. Like you said, scored a goal, but still they couldn't do anything against that defense. Atlanta United's a good.
wasn't the defense, man. I'm telling
Okay.
you, it was poor finishing.
Okay. All right. Well,
Poor finishing.
there goes
The
your.
first goal for
Wasn't paying
Atlanta was a fluke deflection that went over the keeper's head. You watch it. It's the dumbest goal you'll see in a long time, and nobody could do anything about it. It was just a bad deflection.
Yeah.
So,
We do have a comment here on our chat room. More of a question. He said Ernest said Joseph Martinez Instagram shows the broken cup. That's pretty cool.
yeah,
Um,
they busted the cup.
He also says, Joseph, do you think that using this is weird, dude? Joseph, do you think that using different formation is based on the talent they have or just coaching style?
I think it's a little bit of both. There's some deficiencies in that lineup, so he has to adjust that way.
Yeah.
Again, Kevin Molino has been playing up top and on the side. Why? Because guys have been hurt.
Yeah.
Now that Alonso's back, I think Molino shifts up top.
That makes sense.
I do. It's need. It's honestly need because of who they have right now and the injuries they've had. But now that Quintero's getting healthier, even though he's still getting limited minutes, I honestly think by the time this is all said and done, they're going to stick to a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
They have the speed for it.
So Gregus is one of those people that we're gonna need to be looking out for. By the way, Jack
Oh
Gregus.
my.
His
Yeah.
assists are up to 8 now. He does have
Yeah.
1 goal, but this man is an assist machine, and he can get the ball to those forwards pretty easily. So that's the one player we need to mark.
I mean, it's going to be a war, right? You have Gregus and you have Alonso in the middle against us.
Yeah.
So you're going to have Kay probably matching up with Alonso for a little war. And then you have the distribution of Atuesta versus the distribution of Gregus.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be a fun game, I think. I do. Unless one of those guys take a seat for the day. I don't know. Could be Wynn going out there just to limit things with the experience. He knows Alonso rather well.
Yeah. So I'm reading a little bit about Gregus just to kind of give you guys an idea. So he's from Slovakia, and he spent the majority of his time playing there for Banek Ostrava, where he made 100 appearances. And then it looks like he made his way into Europe with FC Copenhagen, so in the Danish Superliga. So he's no joke. The guy's
he's
27. He's very good. He appeared in the 2016 UEFA Champions League, by the way, for that. In his time there in the Danish Superliga. So, yeah, I mean, this again, one of those players you may not. I'm sure you've heard Gregus, but you may not know like this guy's actually really good. So
yeah, he's legit, guys. There's no question. He's gonna be something that we're gonna have to fight with throughout the game. We're gonna have to be really smart about how we do things. We can't overdo it with our outside backs. We can't. They'll catch you because they like playing the out and then crossing it back in. That's what they do. They try to go around your corner and then bring the ball back into the middle.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They don't like going up the middle as much. They love firing off to their wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's their way.
Listen, you're looking at again possession, and I think that us being at home, we're gonna have possession of the ball more than not. It's gonna look a lot like the Sporting Kansas City game, except for I think that there's gonna be a lot more high scoring. It's not gonna be a 1-0. I feel like Sporting Kansas City and Minnesota right now are a little bit more even in their style of play and where they are currently in their current form. If you're looking at the standings, Minnesota United is like a it's actually tied with Galaxy, 42 points. But
Yes.
they're in. If you're looking at the table, they're actually in fifth place.
Hmm.
Um, and then you look at Sporting Kansas City, they're in ninth with 34 points. Quite a bit further away.
They're finding themselves though. They're gonna take it to the last bit.
Which they do. I feel like Sporting Kansas City is busting a what would it be like a Seattle Sounders? You know, where
Yeah,
they basically just till the end of it. That's where we're gonna find it. And I think if you're looking at their upcoming games, that would actually be a good thing
it's
to do.
possible.
Let's see what the well let's see what Minnesota has actually.
Okay,
Um,
I got it right here.
we,
So let's get this proper style on here. I just looked at it. Here we go. So they've got to play us. Then they have to play Houston, who stinks right now. Then they play Real Salt Lake. That's a head-to-head, both teams chasing. Then they got to go to Portland. That's gonna be hell.
they're playing
Then
a
they host
friendly
they
against
host Sporting
Pachuca.
Kansas City again,
Oh dang!
and then they got to play us again.
Again,
And then the last day of the season's at Seattle.
dude, I didn't even realize we were playing them twice
Yeah, I'm supposed
in
to go to that one.
September.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
I'm
All right.
supposed to go out there. It's yeah, for the September 29th match. I
That's the
think
one.
I'll be there.
That's the
So
one you were saying that maybe that's when we officially. I think it's
get
gonna
the
be before
record.
then.
Yeah.
Oh, hit the record. I was gonna
Yeah.
say get the supporter shield, but I think it might happen before then.
Nah, we're getting the supporter shield. Magic number's what, 10 right now?
That's what that's
So
what you said.
10. So yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure
thought we might pull it off and be done by the end of August, but I think we're gonna be done couple matches because the other teams have to also get the wins too. Any point that the second place team loses goes towards the number as well.
So what are you recommending at this point that we do to keep an eye on that? Like, are we rooting against everybody that's under like directly underneath us? Basically, is what it is.
So you're rooting against Atlanta,
Yeah,
yeah,
which sucks, but sorry.
and New York City FC.
That's it.
Those are the
Those
two.
two.
Yeah, those are the two. Because if any of those guys drop points, then Magic number be damned.
Yeah. Our schedule. I'm actually right now liking our schedule.
Oh, dude, it plays into our hands.
So we have again Minnesota coming up here September 1st on Sunday, and then we have away to Orlando City on the 7th. 7 days later, we're gonna be in Philadelphia against the Union, and then we come back home for 2 games: Toronto FC and Houston Dynamo.
Which is gonna be done.
Better win those, man. So technically 3, 6, 9. If all goes according to plan, we're either going to be officially supporter shield winners against Philadelphia or at home against Toronto.
I think it's technically gonna be earlier. I mean,
No, well, I mean, okay, okay, yeah.
you're
because
assuming that the guys chasing us aren't going to drop any points.
well, okay, 3, 6, 9. Yeah. So it could
So
be
Atlanta
Orlando. It could be Orlando. I don't think so.
that's what a lot of people are banking on is Orlando.
I don't think so. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
no because with my luck, it's probably gonna happen. Let me see standings. Let's look at this. Let's tear this up. All right. So Atlanta United.
right.
Who do they have coming up next?
Atlanta United, as I look in the roster here, their roster shows
Ernest said, "I hope they win it in Philly."
they got to go into Philly. Okay.
Yeah.
Then they got to host Columbus. And then they get to beat the crap out of Cincinnati and Cincinnati. And then they play the Earthquakes at home.
So if
They're not, dude, Philly is probably going to be a draw.
okay.
I think they'll end up drawing this weekend, especially after playing this brutal game on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you're going to get stuck with some reserves in that match. And Philly's not a pushover last time I checked.
No.
So,
No.
Columbus, they should beat Columbus. They should beat Cincinnati. But look at it this way, guys. If they drop 2 points, take that off the magic number this weekend, and we gain 3, that's 5. So there's 5 points left.
Here's the thing: again, you said Atlanta and Philadelphia is who we're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Or NYCFC actually, NYCFC as well, because
They
they're
have more
only
potential points.
yeah they're at 26 games played and they have 47 points. So
So if you
NYCFC.
ever want to look at the breakdown, go to MLS Magic Number on Twitter, and he's got it
Oh.
broken down.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
So right now it's still kind of like we're just assuming, guessing, trying to figure this out, and hurting our heads doing it. But hey, good news is it's this close from being ours, which is good. And
Well,
go ahead.
would you? Your magic number for the Western Conference is basically win this weekend.
Yeah. So when we beat Minnesota at home, we are Western Conference champs. And what does that do, Joseph? You want to tell the people that don't know what the advantage
That
of being
means
winners
we have home field advantage all the way to MLS Cup final.
all the way to MLS Cup final.
Yeah, and this series there's one-off games, so
Yeah, we got to do it.
y'all better have your playoff tickets because we're gonna have playoff games.
Playoffs. Yeah, now it's
Playoffs.
time to talk
Talking
about
about the
playoffs. Exactly.
Yep.
Why? Because
So-
we are there. No, and okay, so something that people were bringing up on the chat. So before we move on, as I just realized it's not in our notes, so we have to talk about this. This lineup is going to be a little different from what we're used to because of a couple of things. There's a very good possibility that Carlos Vela is not going to play this game in order to rest his injury. If you're listening to this part 2 and don't know what I'm talking about, probably didn't listen to part 1. So I'm just going to go ahead and update you real quick. He was injured. So test results confirmed that Carlos suffered a minor right hamstring injury versus the Galaxy, and he'll continue treatment throughout the week. And also, he has been added to the precautionary list and injury list in MLSsoccer.com. So what does that mean? They're probably not going to play him. They're going to protect him. So for all of you that were cussing out Bob Bradley, shame on you. He did the right thing. So I want to make sure that we all were on the same page about that. I mean,
Man's hurt.
You got to protect the
franchise player.
The franchise player. The
Is what
MVP.
it's-
My captain. Your captain.
Our
Everyone's
captain. Yeah. So I actually
Oh,
was looking at the magic numbers for the Shield. And yeah, NYCFC, the max points they can possibly get is 71. Max points Atlanta can get is 69. And we're currently at 62.
Ooh, that's
So elimination number that Atlanta has is 8. Philly's elimination number is 5. NYCFC, the elimination number is 10.
what does that mean?
So if 10 points swing away from their direction, it's over.
Got it. So if they basically lose 2 games,
If they lose 2 games,
done.
that's 6 points.
so
Say we lose the 2 games at the same time, there will only be 6 points. But if we end up winning, that's 9 points.
so it actually
We're
goes
2
in.
games away, honestly. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a win against Minnesota pretty much
Yeah.
gives us the West.
Yes, it does.
And then who do we play right after that? You said was
And if
Houston?
you wanted to see what the West was, yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not Houston. You Orlando. So basically we beat Minnesota and then beat Orlando. And if Atlanta loses any of the upcoming 2 games,
Yeah, because theirs is only 8.
that pretty much seals it.
Yeah. Yeah. Atlanta and Philly has the same magic number. Their magic number for the Eastern Conference is 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a good question. Just came up here on our chat. Who do you guys think Bob will start for Vela? Perez or Rodriguez from Monster Thruster? Oh, that's a great question.
What if he starts both?
Why not both? How would you do
Give
that,
Ro-
Joseph?
How would I see that? What if you give Rossi a rest? Or Dio a rest?
That wouldn't be bad. I would probably put. Yeah, I mean, if you're resting Dio, then who do you put in the middle? Bettis?
Yep.
Yeah, he's played there before.
Yep.
So Rodriguez on the left, Rossi on the right, Bettis in the middle.
Oh my lord.
That's interesting.
It actually sounds like fun.
That does kind of sound like fun.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about being in the position that this club is in right now is they can mess around and try
Tinker
some
time.
new things. Take your time.
Yeah, tinker.
At the same time, probably shouldn't do it too much, but you know.
Or he's gonna get all weird and put and he put the lightning bolt for Latif's position for the day to give Latif a rest.
Yeah.
Because that's what he played at Uruguay. But yeah.
That's a good point. So, getting some input here from people. It looks like, see, Andy said Brian. Johnny said Josh maybe in substitute for B-Rod. Johnny said protect the golden goose. That's right. Ernest said I would start B-Rod. B-Rod and Diamande. B-Rod on the wing and Dio making the runs, crashing the goal. Yeah, for sure.
That's typical, right?
But yeah, I
that's
think
what
Dio
Dio's job is.
I mean, Dio, honestly, you're right. I do believe Rossi could use a little bit of a rest. Another player, and actually, Gio Chavez said it's going to happen at home when we beat Toronto. So I'm assuming he's talking about the supporter shield. That'd be great.
Yep.
That would be awesome. The other player that we're talking about, Joe, was our goalkeeper position.
It's time for Sis to play, man.
I think Cisniega needs to come in, man. I agree with you on that. It just
San
doesn't.
Pablo needs to get in the game.
Man, this game against the Galaxy just really burned me out on everything that I felt and thought about Tyler Miller, and just kind of like, hey, look, we need to keep giving him a chance. I think he wasn't the same after he came back from that Gold Cup run.
Nope, he got that U.S. national team stank that's currently existing.
Don't say
the U.S. national team.
Don't say that.
Yeah, dude, I forgot to mention this. You do know that Minnesota just bought a new player, right? An actual young DP.
Wait, what? No,
did I tell you about that?
No. Wait, hold on. I missed.
I probably forgot about that.
Totally flew under my radar.
Oh, it did. It did. So we're having a great. Okay, if you're a fan of Uruguay, you know what I'm talking about already. But there's this great meeting of young Uruguayan talent for this match against Minnesota. The player by the name of Tomás Chacon.
That name sounds familiar.
19-year-old DP. No, 18-year-old DP. He's 18. Attacking midfielder, can also play forward. He couldn't play in the Open Cup because I think there's some eligibility stuff going on there. But because he's brand new, he's definitely going to play in the league, and he'll probably play against us. The kid is dynamic. Watch some of the highlights from that kid. He played for Danubio in Uruguay. He's an under 20 national team for Uruguay. So, I don't know. The pipeline from Uruguay is legit.
How long ago did he join? Just in the transfer window?
A couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so he's new. Yeah, he's a new talent for them.
He's new.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Thomas Chacon. No, I did see that. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one guy that I was like, he's Uruguayan. He looks European.
He's 5'5".
He's a little shorty guy.
Yeah. He's like the Uruguayan Gio.
He weighs 128 pounds.
He's tiny.
Oh,
tiny kid.
My goodness.
But he flies, and his passing is legit. So,
dude,
I think we might get a show there, an Uruguayan show. I mean, let's get all the Uruguayans out there at the same time for fun and games.
He looks like a young Dax McCarthy.
Yeah, but with more skill.
Really.
Sorry, Dax. I do love Dax still for the passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even mention. I totally, it slipped my mind on. I was so much on Toye because Toye is a great player.
You're right. Well, he just made his debut on the 22nd.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm assuming he came in as a sub because I didn't see him in the starting lineups yet. So
he's real. He's the real deal, guys. Like he's gonna be. If he starts against us, it'll be a bit of a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming Thomas Chacon. I'm assuming he knows.
Yeah, he's a part of the youth national team system.
So he knows Brian Rodriguez. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they know each other.
Oh,
for sure.
Interesting. We almost missed that, man. Thank you for bringing that up. I would probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I got so much into the magic number
Oh,
that I went,
Ju-
rah. Yeah.
Juan from Uruguay in the chat right now. I have to put this up here, man. Again, thank you for
Did
being
he
here.
did he
He's still
post up
around.
about him?
He just said Thomas Chacon, Thomas
Yeah.
Chacon, budget Brian Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, pretty much.
there you go.
He's a kid. Yeah.
Nice.
They signed him to a DP contract though at 18.
Yeah.
Like that's insane, right? I mean, we're saying it's insane. Our guy's what, 19? I mean, yeah. But dude, these kids from Uruguay, like, what's the future for that national team going to be like with all this young talent popping up?
You know what? That excites me because we have a pipeline pretty much set up right now with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like we clearly have people on the ground that are keeping an eye. Uruguay is just a huge place right now, an untapped place, starting to be tapped, I should say.
We're tapping it. Yeah. MLS is starting to. So this is something that Liga MX used to do, right? And now MLS is in the game of going to South America.
Yeah.
Now we're competing with those guys.
Good
so
stuff, man.
This is a huge jump for MLS, to be honest.
Oh yeah, huge.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, what else can you say, man? We have to beat Minnesota. We should beat Minnesota.
They're gonna come out strong.
They're gonna come out strong, especially with the changes.
Yeah.
I mean, would you see any other changes on our end? I mean, I feel like we've talked about the midfield win maybe coming in.
El Munir might get a start over Harvey for the day.
That would be good too.
Why would he not? Yeah.
I feel like
maybe Blackman gets to go out on the right. Silva and honestly, I do.
Silva is what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I do think that Silva needs some playing time. He's been on the bench quite a bit, and
I think he. So if you notice in the game, every time that Rodriguez went to go do a corner kick, go watch the video, and Silva was giving him instructions on every corner kick. It was actually pretty funny to watch.
Is he really?
Yeah, check it out. I was like, dude, he's coaching him every time he comes over. Like it's a trip to watch. And Silva's the same with Cisnega. He's always in his ear. Like it's kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
Like I gotta say, yeah.
It's interesting. It's cool. It's good to see that the leadership is there, and it's good to see how well they're all meshing. But this should be an interesting one. There's gonna be some changes. I'm sure that we're gonna be wrong in at least a couple of them. Hopefully, I mean,
right. You're always gonna be wrong when there's a million options.
Yeah.
And
like our buddy said, protect the golden goose. You just never know, man. Especially with the injury like that, where we mentioned in part one, it could literally stick to you forever, and be something that's nagging and bothering.
One good run and it's done.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, any wash parties that you're? Oh no, wait. This is at home. What am I talking about?
Home. The watch party would be the tailgate.
Y'all better be going to this game. If you're not,
the watch party is in the beer-soaked North End. Yeah. That's your watch party right there. By the way, I have to say, on each goal we scored, I took a beating, an absolute beating. My hat, I caught it from here landing on the field. I got hit so hard, my hat hit the air, dude, twice.
How'd you get hit?
Just hugs and tackles and celebration. I mean, I'm like all bruised up. I don't care. It was worth every bit of it. But yeah, my hat like went vertical, dude, from one of the hits. It was so hard. It was like a hockey hit, and it was just passion.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. More of that parties this weekend with these weird Sunday games.
Sunday games. I was going to say, man, listen, I'm falling asleep right now, and it's making me even more tired just thinking about the fact that this game is on another Sunday. Why?
Thank goodness it's a holiday the next day.
Oh, I'm going to be in Mexico, y'all. I'll be watching, but I'm going to be in Mexico with family. Much needed time away with family. So
you'll easily get to watch the games in Mexico. It's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, LAFC, they get featured. You're fine.
Well, talking about that, let's call it a night. LAFC wraps up its 3-game homestand next Sunday, September 1st, when the club hosts Minnesota United at the Bank of California Stadium. The game is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. God. It'll be broadcast on YouTube TV, Univision KVMD. That's how I'm going to watch it. ESPN 7:10 a.m. and KFWB 980.
Didn't we get the shout out the last time on KVND?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, actually. I wasn't expecting that.
No.
Our boy Juan Arango actually follows us on Twitter. Man, we have some really
for
interesting...
a long time.
For a long time. We have some really interesting follows on Twitter and Instagram. but we won't.
He's one of our boys, dude.
We'll toot our own
Juan
horn
has
later.
supported us from early days.
Juan's great, and he did give us a shout out. I kind of gave him I kind of called him out during the game because he called Mark Anthony K Latif Blessing. No, he called Latif Blessing Mark Anthony K. Mark Anthony K wasn't even the starting 11.
It happened.
And I was like, "Hey man, what happened?"
I've said crazy things too, so I get it.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be a light tailgate. So Johnny said light tailgate. Doubt it. The day
I wish, dude. Honestly,
there's no such thing
week.
as a 32-52 light tailgate. I don't think.
Not on a night game on a Sunday. Nope.
A light tailgate is like the biggest freaking tailgate that the next best supporter group that throws tailgate has ever thrown. That's
like
a light
a
tailgate.
quince versus a wedding. It don't matter. It's gonna be big.
Oh yeah, it's nutty. All right, guys. Anything else to add? I think we're done. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm falling asleep. Let's go.
Support us. Support the team. Put your best foot forward, and dude, screw all the haters, man. They're stuck in that world. We've moved on. We've got a supporter shield to win.
That's right. Hey, let's go ahead and be the champions of the West this weekend, guys. Let's get the 3 points for Mr. Joseph Sacker. Oh wait. Before I say that, thank you for everybody that actually hung out here with us. All right, you guys are the greatest. Thank you for staying up, and we'll see you next time. We might do something later in the week. We'll see. Maybe. Stick around.
Yeah, we'll see if we can pull a live after hours.
Regardless, we'll see you on next Monday, 10 p.m. again. All right. So
I'll see some of you on Sunday.
And some of you on Sunday. So, for Mr. Joseph Sacker, my name is Jerry Jimenez, and you've been listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. Stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.